What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 45 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, we engaged in a little bit of malicious compliance as the Doom Seeker's doom was brought to them, though in a manner that they probably didn't appreciate, by Tic-Tac-Toe. Now we're free to move on towards the Rats territories as well as Miragliano, the last territory of the Pirates of Sartosa, and we certainly have plenty of armies here to take care of business. We will have to watch out for the Rats sailing down the coast, however, as I do imagine they own the entirety of the coastline. I do see a little bit of chaos corruption here in Nuka/Nuja, though, so perhaps the Beastman Malagor, or Morgur rather, Malagor's down here. Morgur is still alive, which could be a something of a concern, I suppose, and though hopefully we can eliminate him as well. Now, before we get to whatever it is that we have to do this time around, I just want to remind you guys that this is the 5th episode in a series, and that's what I like to once again remind, to not forget to drop those likes and comments below if you are enjoying this particular Let's Play, as obviously engagement drives scheduling. Alrighty, now, let's see what we also rather have to do. Not much in the way of movement, but we do have much money that we do need to spend. Konoskir will be landing at Pox Marsh as soon as we end the turn, which it looks like it'll be a pretty darn big battle. A full stack here, if they don't sail out, in addition to the full stack here. Should actually be a fairly tough battle even for Konoskir. I'm excited. What do we have in terms of artillery against us here? We have a mortar here and a mortar here, so not really all that much artillery, which should be helpful if we can take them out. Well, hopefully you got this, Konoskir. You know what, just in case they sally out to attack us, let's make sure that we have the points spent. Our renown and feared, we have geomantic sustenance. We'll probably get let's see, we have Proud Warrior maxed out, so I guess the next thing is to try to go through Beast Driver to buff up all those stegs that we have in this army. Or stegs and basties, rather. All those basties and some of those stegs, I should have said. Alrighty, up next, we got buildings to build, so they shall be built. Kingdom of the Beasts will start with you. We are not going to go for the tier 5 here yet because it's a little bit on the too expensive side, but we'll keep an eye on it. The cheaper stuff, the more important stuff first. Temple Avenue of Gold, 8,000 gold for that Geomantic Spire. I'd do it if we were able to get the Caverns of Sotek, but as we cannot yet until we declare war on Kairos and trade the elves some of his territories, it's unlikely. Karakazgal's still good, but we'll have to get those walls up and running soon. Wizard Caliph's Palace we can hold off for now, at least in terms of the walls. Ekrond is building up, and we will probably want to get rid of this Ripperdactyl hatchery here. It's no longer serving much of a purpose, though I do want to double check. Is this what's providing us extra coatl capacity? Well, no, it's by 2, so we're okay. Wait, so we have 2 from here, we have 2 from here. Where's the other one? Oh, the other one's in Itza, isn't it? Yeah, it's in Itza. Alright, well, we can keep the one at Itza for now, but we might change it up later. Let's delete you. We'll replace you with a geomantic web building, as we can certainly make use of it here, as it'll be a cash cow province. Lovely. Alrighty, so this was Western Badlands. What's up next? Western Border Princes. Let's upgrade our Gallus. We will be holding on to these territories. Great Mortis Delta we can ignore for now. Barrier Idol is ignored. Sacred Pools will fall. And we're down to the Vaults, in which we still will trade away, but not right now. And I don't think anything else here needs money collected, mostly because it's not much. Actually, 670 at the Cracked Land. That's not bad. Yeah, with public order continuing to be built here, maybe this place is fine. We need the extra money. Let's see if there's anything else. Itza, yeah, no, you can keep getting the public order. You don't generate enough money to be worth our time, and I believe that's it. We could actually cancel the income at the Barrier Idols if we really wanted to. You know what, let's cancel it for now, just to get it up to max. It's just that it basically doesn't generate money anyway, so why not get the extra growth on public order? I don't see why not. Next up, I guess since we do still have some money remaining, you know what, it's finally time. Let us, after checking these guys, nope, nothing good, let's get a Skink Oracle. Now we're gonna get the Arrogant guy because these guys haven't changed in ages and they just cost so much that it's impossible to mill through them, so. Hook the Arrogant. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Cook the Arrogant. There we go. I like the name. Now, these guys, let's see what they have. First of all, anything in their unique line that would buff up any specific kinds of units. They have the Bound, Comet of Chaos and Kroq-Gar, Divinatory Authority does make them good in blobs of dinos. We have Primeval Roar, which buffs up allies, but otherwise nothing specific. Alright, so they have no specific buffs to skinks, oddly enough. And they do have Life Bloom and Earthblood and Fireball, so we will want to get these guys into an army with a lot of dinos, so that would be either Kanos-Kirs, or it would be Talashbox, potentially. Neither one of them have casters currently. And you increase mobility, eh? So you don't increase a magical item finding chance. Interesting. Well, away you go, buddy. You've got a long way to travel. In fact, maybe it would be better to do it by sea than by land. I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess you could travel... Oh, no, don't travel through the mountains. That will take a long time. Go through Xandri, then. Like so. Alrighty. Well, now that we spent that money, we have one of those on the field. The only other thing we're missing is Dreadsaurians, which we will get in hopefully soon. We got 20 turns until the Slan Mage Priestess available. And I'd like to get a life one, but that's a long ways away. We'll figure out an excuse to get a Dreadsaurian before then, I'm sure. Alrighty, let's skip the rest of this. And then let's end the turn and then proceed to next turn. We could also double check the Diplo.
All right.
Let's see, Border Princes, no. Burning Wind Nomads, They will die, but we could get them to give us money for the trade agreement, if nothing else. It's free money, most likely.
For better or worse.
How much money would you give us? Yeah, free 2k. Yeah, we'll do it, why not? And they may be dead, but nonetheless. Free money's free money. And then when they die, the trade goods will come back to us anyway. Defensive Alliance, Hexawattle we don't really care about. Knights of Kalador can't do it yet, but we're looking forward to it. And ooh, Western Provinces. I definitely didn't check this last episode, or I would have remembered. Military Alliance with you.
I understand.
Yes, please.
There are important matters to consider.
You know what? Keep your money, because I fear that you will die. Oh! Actually, this reminds me. Let's check outposts. Reichland, we haven't built one yet. Let's do it at... Is Marienburg available? It is not. What about Ubersreich? We could do Ubersreich then. Unlikely to fall, so construct outpost here. Clan Angrand, Caracate Peaks. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good place, wouldn't you? It doesn't actually produce all that much right now, but it will eventually. Nah, Caracate Peaks. Alrighty, next up, Golden Order. We have one being constructed right now. Western Provinces. I believe Baleful Hills was the way to go, unless I'm mistaken. Construct outpost. And then Defenders of the Great Plan we have no need of. Wait, once again, I just want to check. Yeah, we could upgrade you, but I'm kind of not willing to pay the money for it right now. Save it for next turn when I'm sure we will have other uses for it. Alrighty, now we can end the turn. Damage buildings ignored, outpost upgrade available ignored, command available not so much ignored, and oh. Wait a second, there's a Ripterdactyl hatchery here being destroyed. Wait. Well, first of all, you have to switch to the alignment of... I was gonna say monuments, but you know what? If we're gonna recruit next turn, we could get the alignment of war. Yeah, get the alignment of war for a few turns. For Coel to help him out. You know what, Ekrund, then you're gonna hold off on this until our Coatl are built. We don't want to run out of Coatl capacity. Coatl capacity, whatever. And that is now it. I don't think we can get attacked anywhere except here, so that's where we're gonna look. Faction encountered, Caravan of Blue Roses. Oh, well, 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 they're not actually dead. And here I thought Kugath had overrun them. Xhotl, I love you, little guy, but nope, because we want a confederation with you. Gonna have to keep an eye on those confederations. Blessed Dread, Cult of Pleasure, yada yada. Let's see if Jimbo Barnaclebeard will attack Kanos-Kier. You gotta love Vampire Coast name generator. It's... You're going to run! Jimbo! Your name should be Coward Beard. What the heck is this? Why would you run? You had a full stack at Pox Marsh plus your own stack. You gotta be kidding me. And Kanoskir was so excited to hit a hard target. Poor guy. Ally begins outpost construction. Faction destroyed. The defenders of the Great and the Burning Men nomads are destroyed. Ally loses outpost. Go figured. Settlement raised the sacred pools, which we were expecting. That's fine. Ambusher discovered Siegfried Bachmann. Where are you, my friend? You are in Western Provinces territory. At least they're not fighting them. Tlashbach has control +3. Mission issued colder climbs, but we don't care about this. Where are our dragons? I mean, where are our blessed units? Shattered Stone Isles has received a plague. Okie dokie. Well done. Alright, you. Attack Shattered Stone back. Where's Kugath? I don't see no Kugath. Probably up there somewhere. Let's encircle this. And you can have the attack because Kroq-Gar... Wait. Can Kroq-Gar go into encamp stance outside the settlement? Yes, indeed he can. Alrighty, so you're gonna go here. I just want to avoid different types of plagues. Do we already have Pox? No, we have Palsy. So hopefully we don't get Pox from this. Hopefully Pox is not one of the bad ones. Alright, now attack. Decisive victory, auto-resolve. Oh, this is gonna screw our dinos over, but hopefully not too much. Alright, that hurt. Occupy. And Kroq-Gar receives plague, damn. And, okay, it's not an attrition plague, though. Ooh. Alright, well, no more auto-resolving on the dinos, apparently. Ah, it's so annoying. Province secure, Dragon Isles, lovely. Settlement receives plague, plagues aplenty. And that's with the rebuilt labyrinth, mind you. Oh well. In the meantime, we need to upgrade the stuff here. Growth and medicinal plants, and we could go immediately for the lumber, but I feel like we need the walls here, especially considering how long it's going to take to build them up. On the other hand, within 8 turns, we'll probably have figured out whether this place will ever get attacked or not, so there might not actually be a point to doing that. We can also bump up the alignment of monuments. Got to get that research rate and construction up and running. Man, geometric web strength 1. Well, isn't that a shame? At the very least, the growth here is pretty darn high, so we should be good in that regard. Next up, Fell Cargo is going to be ignored. You could colonize Ruin's End for us. Don't appreciate the name, but sure. Can you reach this in 1 turn? I think you can. Well, let's head you to Ruin's End. I'm gonna rename you. Also, speaking of renaming, I did ask you guys to come up with a name for the Altar of the Horned Rat to be renamed, because we can't keep that, that's for certain, and I liked a Monument of Thunder. The way I figure it, we wouldn't be keeping this a temple or an altar, because it was desecrated by the rats. Which makes sense. Alrighty, good. Now, where do we head to next? First of all, Gorok, you have to head to Walatal, which you, by the looks of it, can reach. Oh, well, isn't that lovely? I didn't expect that. Yeah, okay, you can hit Walatal then, and take it for ourselves. Really didn't think you could reach that. Pyrrhic victory, but nobody will die. This is a waste of our time. And we'll auto-resolve it in a second. I just want to see whether we can get this army to support in march stance. Can't quite tell, but we do have to close. It looks like we're just a little bit too far. Okay, well, if we're too far, then you can move to quit tax instead. Go here. Like so. And just stay there. Shife might come this way. We need to retake Chakwa after Walatal. You have maxed out replenished troops. Damn. I was hoping that was not the case. Also, let's double check Quick Deal to see if there's any confederations available. Nope. And the defenders of the Great Plan are gone, but I'm still banking on, or at least hoping, that Nakai can in fact come back like a regular Horde faction. It is a possibility. At least until I figure out the patches and stuff, it's probably not possible to get to recruit defeated legendary allies. I also don't particularly like the mod, mostly because of the way that it increases the confederation of enemies as well. Though I think if you use the one, what's it called? A mod manager of some sort or something, that you might be able to bypass the effect where it does it for the AI, because I really, really don't like that. Anyway, let's continue. You are going out to sea via Zandri. Did I attack with Kroq or Gorok rather? No, I did not. Let's upgrade points just in case, because it'll decrease the amount of damage we take. You have high-level flyers, but you won't have flyers in your army, at least not in high numbers, later on. That said, well, you have some. I don't know. Really depends. It's still going to be a primarily Saurus army. You know what? Let's go for Jungle Dominion for now, for the Saurus. After all, that's the biggest guarantee. And we have everything else here, right? Everything that's super important? Yes, other than a mighty opponent, which is not really all that worthwhile. Alrighty, you two. Lord Xhotl, you have Honored Elder. Let's get you Honored Elder. You have the good stuff here as well. We are the elite, though we don't benefit from it as yet. We will eventually. Honored Elder it is. And oh, you have another point. We could get you Forward Scout, though Agility of the Lizard, we do want missile resistance for you. You don't have regeneration after all, like the Source with Perfect Spawn. You know what, let's start with Forward Scout then. Alrighty, and then lastly, the Skink Chief, who is on a Pterodon still. Let's get you, I don't know, Piercing Shots. There's nothing that buffs the army that isn't a skink buff, is it? Not really. If only there was another way to get replenished troops, because I'd delete this guy out of this army if that was the case, but alas, not so much. We have Jungle Toxins. I guess we can move towards Slippery then. Bloody Blade and Bottomless Quiver, I suppose. Now, how to resolve this? Ooh, that hurts, but fortunately we don't have a plague, so it's hardly a concern. Occupy it, heal up as you head back to other enemy territories. A mission aborted, Rampage. We were not going to raise or sack a territory that we wanted to keep. The game, 'twas unlikely. We can build the defenses here as we might get attacked from this direction, and we may need to stop enemies from Bloodhall coming in. Alrighty, looks like you two are good. Now, who else needs to move? Chameleon, you have suffered attrition. You know what I should have tried last turn? I should have seen if we could attack Lucini immediately. Now, you can't reach Miragliano this turn, but you will be able to next turn, so we could attack both Rafrafa and Lucini at the same time, in theory. But let's see if there's anything else that we can do. Well, I guess you are going to land at Pox Marsh, though I think we can't trust the auto-resolve. Because what if this guy immediately attacks us? Coward though he is, he might also just be an opportunist. Alright, close victory and medium casualties, eh? Certainly can't be trusting that. Let's go like this and like this. And they do have Wraithstorm available to them. I'm tempted to auto-resolve, but I feel like once again, we're in a dangerous position here, so we have to not do that. Now, you can't land, unfortunately, so you won't be able to join the army until next turn. You need to land without getting killed. That's what you need to do. I can't believe the immune to attrition thing is broken. Quite unfortunate. C-Corp, Fell Cargo. Yeah, I was hoping for something that wouldn't mean a fight, and I'm 99% sure that C-Corp is always a fight. Alright, fortunately you can't reach us right now. Alrighty, what about you? Do we have a new lizard? Arrogant. Not horrible. Maybe worth our time, and certainly not what we wanted, but you know what, let's get you on the field. And then we'll see about which army we put you in, but you can stay here for now. Recruitment is going fine, and we'll continue for now as well. Let's also double check these guys while we're here. Oh, a Kroq-Gar leader. That might actually be worthwhile in our Kroq-Gar army. And certainly something to consider. Hey, there's another Skink Master. Wait. Skink Master of the Lore of Heavens, but I guess if we want a Skink Master, we'll probably want a Skink Chief with Skink Master instead. No, I guess we can check those as well. Maybe we should start milling through these guys as well. Ugh, there's so much milling. Alright, let's get the Skink Chief in. Let's get the Skink Chief out. Alrighty. Well, alright, then I guess you guys are attacking. Let's see. Who is at war with the Skaven? Talzin, Karun, Clan Angren, or do we just force everybody else into fights? Wait, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do.
All right.
Vidrioth is willing to be friends, but it's the
It is time.
Krakadrin faction I'm most curious about. The thing I'm concerned about is that they will attack the Knights of Kalador, but I think at this point we just risk it. Even though they're weaker than the Knights of Kalador. And they're not willing to go defensive alliance? No, only military.
Ready.
Kind of interesting, actually. I was hoping to draw them into a war. Nah, you know what? Let's keep their relationships rising. Let's not do that. The reason I wanted to do that was to draw them into a fight with the rats, but I think we're just going to declare war directly. Lucchini. Oh. Huh. We could have actually taken this, I didn't realize. I thought it was full of rats, but apparently not so much. Whether a Riffrafa, however, is full of rats, I guess we're about to find out. Going to Battle March for now. Or actually, you know what, stay in Astromancy. In fact, you can't switch out of Battle March, damn. Well, not a shame. Riffrafa is also not full of rats. I'm shocked. Oh well. Build and don't collect income. Next up, Koal, you have new troops to get, so you're gonna land here. And you're gonna switch to Astromancy, and then we need to get you some Croxies, which we do have plenty of capacity for, so you guys are out. You guys are out. And let's see. Let's get you 2 Sacred Croxies, like so. And let's get, these are regular Croxies? Yeah. Let's get 2 Regu Croxies, which will put us at 18 out of 20. 19 out of 20 if we consider a Skink Oracle, and 20 out of 20 if we consider a Bastillodon with Revivification Crystal. Which we probably do want in here. I guess one problem is that we would also probably want to get a Skink Chief if we want to be using all of these Skink Skirmishers, though we could transfer the Chameleon Skinks to Xhotl, hopefully, eventually, once we actually have him. Alright, I think this is a decent amount of Crocs. 1, 2, 3, and 7. Nearly half the stack. Maybe we could do more. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, let's continue. I was really expecting that to be a fight. Isoko Rismate, you have to head out to the Black Pyramid of Nagash, where you will start building your Razordawn army. Hook the Arrogant has moved. Who else needs to move? Isoko, you're moving right now. Hydroxy, Pyroxy. Let's see you. It looks like if we head into an camp stance, we won't be able to enter this territory. Damn. That's a shame. Really? Not at all? We won't be able to cross at all? Man, I guess we're gonna have to take a turn of attrition. Alright, then go into... I guess channeling. We'll take a turn of attrition. Ouch! That's a lot of attrition, damn! 14 units lost? I wasn't expecting that much. I suppose what we could do is next turn, we put you into an camp stance and then go into... and then do the Hand of the Gods to get the extra casualty replenishment rate. At least that'll counteract this. Alright. Also, our Saurus Scarvet. Our Lone Fighter. Lone Lizard. Equivalent of Lone Wolf, or as close as we can get it. Do we get any value out of We Are the Elite? Not yet, and not really, because it's a weapon strength and not missile strength, so not really useful for a ranged army. Let's get your Blade Shield. You don't have regeneration because you're arrogant. There you go. Alrighty, let's see what else. Can anybody move this turn? Or can anybody else move this turn? Kylock. Wait, we already checked you, my bad. Sakail, you are going to keep stealing tech if you can manage it. And I think we want a few more Skink Priests on the field to continue this. We need more tech stolen, so, in that light, let's get another Skink Priest. Survivor, Determined, Kroq-Gar Leader, Skink Master. I don't care for any one of these. And I guess let's go Determined, it doesn't really matter. Alright, you're on the field now. We got more temples coming up anyway, so we'll increase their capacity. Specialist. There you go, go steal some tech. Beautiful. Next up, what do we have left? Murtalhan. Oh yeah, you're the guy that's here. Yeah, you stay there, buddy. You stay there. You're gonna probably get milled, unfortunate as that may seem, and it looks like there's nobody that can get a good sort of fight other than potentially Chaos, so it's your time to shine, my friend. Let's take the Pox Marsh and begin the invasion of LUSTRIA from this direction as well. Or re-invasion, I guess. Alrighty, here we go. A nice chance to see some of that vampire architecture, which, as you guys know, is my absolute favorite. Anyway, here we go. I don't think that this is going to be really all that problematic. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Chaos could probably take out this entire enemy garrison alone without too much problem. It's just that it would take quite the while. There are about 6 enemy units that are actually threatening to us here, which is the 2 handgunners, 2 hand cannons, and the 2 deck gunners as well. Otherwise, not really all that threatening. Either way, we are going to preserve all of our Saurus units. Yeah, it would be nice to get them into the battle, but it's better to use them in field fights, whereas we can use our dinos, our little dino Death Star, especially with the dual healing crystals that will heal each other, to clear these settlements out. And generally, it seems more effective to go Death Star for settlements and then a main army with infantry for look at them running together for the field battles, as I was saying. Anyway, we're gonna start it off by charging with all the dinos, and this is going to hopefully preserve both their HP, as they will continue healing via the healing crystals, and the Saurus can just stay out of the battle altogether. A little bit annoying and it'll slow us down, but at least this way, if Chaos gets attacked immediately after taking Pox Marsh with like 2 armies or 2 full stacks at the same time, even though Mr. Coward over there did back off, he could come back with another army in tow. So if they come back, we'll at least be all ready to go. Presuming nothing horrible happens to our dino pile here, though somehow I doubt it. We got a lot of debuffs on the enemy. Sundered Armor, Banish, and Bone Crusher, and Poison from everybody together, which makes it a pretty nice Death Star. If we could get some caster support to that actually debuffs the enemies, like we could use the Curse of Anra here from our Skink Priest, that could also help out as well, though there isn't any need right now, because as we can see, we're not taking all that much damage. The deck gunners are starting to fire a little bit, which is obviously a threat, but we're also firing back at them with our grudge throwers, which have almost cleared the first of the deck gunners out, and they've started to explode already. Crumbling away. Alrighty, down goes Death Gunner 1, down goes Deck Gunner 1, no death so far from him, and it looks like they're getting hit by the Flock of Doom as well, and there's those Grudge Throwers taking care of them. They are quite a vulnerable unit after all, and with the Deck Gunners destroyed, damn it. Oh, I can't shake that now. Damn you, undead. Everything has to be death-themed. Alrighty, well, either way, as I said, with the deck gunners destroyed and the towers slowly starting to fall to Dicky Dick, who's destroying them from up on high. And this is another reason that we don't want to get the Saurus in, because the splash damage tower, there's a tier 4 there and a tier 4 or tier 3 here, which would do a lot of damage to them, but not so much the dinos. Ooh, nice tail swipe from our solar engine, and the solar engine is also here to provide its, I believe, +5 attack buff to everybody. Oh, it's +5 and then +5 in the second stage as well, plus the vigor loss reduction, which is quite nice. Good to have these in any Death Star. Alrighty, looking good so far. Let's see what else we have left. The balance of power is certainly in our favor already at about, I want to say, 70%, maybe 65%. And got to clear off a few more of these halberd wielders, but they're not really doing enough damage to get through the dinos healing. It's actually reminding me a little bit of Vampire Count's tactics when you're Death Starring, although obviously with less summoning of thousands upon thousands of zombies, which I do enjoy. Yeah, but the enemy really should have kept the other stack here. At least this way they could have threatened our dinos with sheer weight of fire. But without the weight of fire, with the relatively few range units that they have, what are they gonna do here? It's just not enough, especially since our Grudge Throwers managed to take out those deck gunners. Anyway, it looks like the enemies that were defending the lower portions of the city have been destroyed. We're gonna head across this bridge here. This would be a nice place to defend if the shoe was on the other foot here, and just use this choke point to defend the settlement. On the other hand, though, if the enemy had a caster with a vortex spell, that would also not be the best place to be. Oh, well, looks like we have a unit of hand cannons firing away. Looks like they're gonna chip away at the Feral Steg's HP, which dropped by about 10%, though the healing is still there. Gonna buff it up a little bit with the Pan's Impenetrable Pelt there. Missile resistance and damage resistance, as well as speed to get it into combat just that little bit faster. A little bit too late on that, but it doesn't really matter because the healing crystal almost has it at full HP as well. And we also have a bunch of buffs on all of these guys, including the bolstered armor from the... Is that from one of these guys, or was that from the Sun Standard of Xhotl? Or whichever. Or was that... I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter right now. Ooh, nice job to the javelin chuckers on top of the solar engine there. I just saw them get a few kills on these hand cannons. Especially since the dinos are taking the spotlight here, it's nice for the skink riders to do something as well. It's also nice to see the Dino Death Stars occasionally. Despite this being a Lizardmen campaign, we don't see this nearly as much as Pile of Saurus and Pile of Flyers killing things, so I gotta mix it up at least a little bit. Anyway, well, these guys are moving in a nice little V formation while Kanos Kier runs ahead. There's still a few more enemy units remaining, and another handgun mob, another hand cannon mob as well, as the mortars and the enemy Vampire Fleet Captain and Admiral have been staying back. Looks like they're doing some casting as well, but I doubt that that's going to help all that much. Van Hel's Dance Macabre, as well as the Invocation of the Heck, to help these guys out. But it's not like they have the requisite amount of melee damage to actually get through Kanos Kier's regeneration, especially when combined with the Reviv Crystal. Here come the Stegs, coming in second. And here's the Reviv Crystal and the Basties as well. Mortar shells are coming down, but the dinos don't care about that. The mortars explode harmlessly on their armored hides. And camera, why you do this to me? Alrighty, there we go. Get around that. Looks like Kanos Kier's mount is pretty happy about what's been going on, and it looks like these guys will not be getting too many shots off. And we've actually engaged the zombie-powered gunnery mob as well, which means no shots off from them either. Yeah, the melee units are just no threat at all, and if the enemy is not going to make good use of their range units, they really don't have a prayer. Really not much to say tactically about this particular battle, it's just Death Star domination. But it's also about time. This is one of our Dino armies, after all. I guess technically it's still a Saurus army, but it's also a Dino army. It's a half and half army. Later on, I'm obviously going to build a full Dino stack, and instead of Saurus as the main line, we'll probably use like regular Basties. Because we actually aren't using regular Bastiladon in any army, only the specialist kind. I guess if we can get the Life Slan up and running, which will be the commander of the Dino Force, and we can get a bunch of Basti as the main line, and then use a bunch of Dread Saurians and maybe some Carnos as well for the melee damage, and then obviously get a few Feral Trogs in there as the range damage. That should probably work out, though you gotta watch out for the Feral Basties because they do have reasonably low leadership. Nonetheless, I'm sure it'll be fine. And I'm also getting ahead of myself a little bit. Hopefully one of the other Lizardmen factions has used the Rite of Awakening a few times and we get access to a few more Slan as soon as they're willing to actually confederate. It feels like it's been a while. We've been waiting for those confederations, but they just don't want it. Anyway, Stegs are fighting some crabby boys here. The Rotting Prometheans, also getting some shots off on them with our Amexon Barb, though this is probably one of the last battles where the Amazon Barb is in this army, because we're obviously going to be moving it out to Isoko Rismate's army, which is going to have Iron Drakes and various units of the Razordons. Though I do gotta double check how much capacity we have for the Razordons. Anyway, it looks like our Chameleon Skinks have entered the fray as well, just to help out down these crabby boys a little bit faster. I think the enemy did move the the Vampire Fleet Captains and Admirals into the fray here, but they got killed extremely quickly by Kanoskir, and with that, the enemy army will shatter. Chain Rout is here in a few more seconds, and the last of the enemy defenders will crumble away, and the battle will be ours with basically no damage whatsoever. Well done to the healing crystals. The Skinks don't seem to check their javelins very often, do they? I was just watching the Skinks up here to see how often that... Wait, could you be out of ammo? No, you still have ammunition remaining. You just don't feel like it. Alrighty, well, our feral stegs are by and large exhausted. Kanoskir has... he's recovered his vigor, though he doesn't have perfect vigor, though he will have it eventually due to the trait being acquired on every lord. Anyway, the battle is ours, and this lovely little city can be called our own as well. A decisive victory and no damage, and we are ready to move on, hopefully, to the Awakening itself and take the capital away from the Awakened. Alrighty, there we go, easy enough, and we certainly achieved our purpose, and no Saurus were harmed in the making of this video. I don't think, anyway. I don't know where those 3 losses came from, but yeah, pretty good. Alrighty, and we are going to occupy the place, and at least this way, if the enemy does hit us... Hey, nice, Fencer's Blades. If the enemy does hit us with more than 1 stack, Kanoskir is ready at full HP. Plus, I'm sure we'll have a fight of it at the Awakening next turn as well. Now, Quaral, you're supposed to join this army and actually puff up our Saurus. The question is, who's going to be removed from the army? Chameleon Skinks certainly do have a use, but if you two are getting replaced by Saurus, you're getting replaced by Solar Engine, and then you two are being replaced by Arcs of Sotek, everybody's getting replaced anyway. This has to go to Isoko Rismate, though I think we'll just delete it later on. And yeah, you know what, let's take out one of the Chameleon Skinks. A little bit unfortunate to take out such a high-ranking skink, but it would be... I think it would take too long to transfer them elsewhere. I guess we could build a Temp Lord here. Do we have anyone for free that's ready to go? Not really. Arrogant Redcrust? Nah, it's probably not worth our time. You know what, let's just get rid of you. Alrighty, and then you can join and power up all of these source... Wait, in fact, I've forgotten. You don't actually have your skills available. So, Sacred Adornments for Spawn Leader, or Revered Leader, rather, which is what the main thing that we want. Revered Leader, and Combat Reflexes for all the source in here. Obviously get Commence the Massacre, and we probably want Ferocity of Age as well. Though, is it better than we are the Elite? Well, it is only one, but it is... without ranking, so yes, sort of it is. So let's go Ferocity of Age, we'll go Tough as Nails, we'll max out We Are the Elite, and then we'll start making you out to be a fighter yourself as well. And we'll obviously need another source in here. You're a leader of his... No, you're a perfect spawn. Oh, well, isn't that just lovely? Join this army. Makes sense considering Kanoskir is a perfect spawn himself, and all the perfect spawnings that we got at the start of the campaign have been really helping out. Alrighty, very nice. Next up, what do we have to do, or what do we have to move? I don't believe there's anybody, there's just building. I do imagine at least some buildings will have finished, like you. So Kroq-Gar Labor District, please, and Shifting Sands will be making a ton of money over time, so we're definitely going to have to make use of it. Keep the growth things here. I would like the public order building, but the public order is already positive, so it's not that big of a deal. Central Jungles. We're okay here. Jungles of the Gods. Not yet. Not at cost, anyway. Same thing with Blightwater. Land of Assassins. Yes to ports. Yes to money. Yes to... I guess defenses. Yeah, we'll need to upgrade all these defenses here. And not much of a choice because it's a coastal territory. Western Province, or Western Badlands, rather. We're okay there. Cracked land. Pools of Despair. Definitely money. Definitely public order. Or growth. Yeah, public order is kind of needed here. We'll build the growth there last, because this place is interior and probably won't need defenses. At least I hope so. Zvorak, money as well, and oh wow, we're actually nearly out of money. Sartosa, we want the wine here, and we do want defenses. But we can't afford defenses as yet, but not to worry, Kowal is there to defend, and will be there for quite the while he recruits his Kroxi army, so that's just fine. Hook the Arrogant, keep moving. We'll send you either to join Kanos Kier or possibly somebody else that has a lot of dinos. I'm not 100% on it yet, but we shall see. The Skink Priest Dicky Dick is disciplined, but doesn't necessarily have to be in this army. Though he does provide scouting. I'll think about it. Also, Engine of the Gods would be quite nice in that army because of the massive Saurus line, so the burning alignment would be able to hit a lot of enemies. Anyway, I believe that's another end turn unless I'm mistaken, so skip. And, ooh, Sequence of the Artisan is nearly complete. We definitely need the extra money, so it's on the turn. And let's see if we get attacked, well, I guess once again, here with Kanos Kier. Jimbo Cowardbeard. You gonna give it a try this time? And ooh, hello, if it isn't Alberic de Bordelot, looks like he's built up a full stack this time. Mazda Monday. There's a Mazda Monday. Well, it isn't. Counter offer. 52 for that Confed. Come on, man. Why are you holding out on me? Man, Mazda really doesn't want to Confed. I mean, I guess considering that Kroq-Gar is his main man / main lizard / main minion, it does make sense. Underway interception for Pragiol, but pointless because Pragiol can't deal with this, so we'll decline the attack. And ignore it for now. Anything else interesting? Alright, game really paused on Golden Order, but I think Golden Order has so many territories at this point that it takes them a while to move all of their armies. We're also getting very close to the endgame scenario. We also have the number of enemy factions dropping down to 85 now, which ain't too bad. Though the big ones certainly take a while to move. And Jimbo is staying at the Awakening, which means Kanos Kier would be able to take out the enemy capital here. Alright, we certainly have to make Luther pay for annoying Talashbog. Cultist Sotek, right performed. Wa fails. There's that industry upgrade that we wanted. Army receives Plague. Another Plague. Many a Plague. It's all Plague. Anyway, we have the Sequence of the Artisan. Now, we could go for the Sequence of Productivity. Trade tariffs, looting settlements we're not doing. I think this is what we'll do. We'll go Sequence of Productivity. I don't think there's anything else that we really super need right now, with the possible exception of the Sequence of Scrying for the Hero Success chance, because it would enable us to steal more tech. But I think after the Sequence of Productivity, we're going to start going through the Saurus tree, namely to get towards the Sequence of Saurus Invigoration for the extra upkeep reduction. Considering how many Saurus we're using, this would be really quite valuable. And probably all the way around to Sequence of Enhanced Instinct. Further buffs to Saurus as well as, well, lots of further buffs to Saurus, all of which we need. And we're at 4 Old Ones' favor, so we're near to reducing upkeep for all Lords and Heroes, which should be quite significant, considering all the very expensive Lords and Heroes that we currently possess. Alrighty, and ooh! And these guys, we might actually be able to draw them into a field battle, though it'll have to be next time. And hello, if it isn't a rat host. A host of rats. Rats a-marchin'. I wonder if they're headed towards Karak Buftar. These guys are probably going to lose it if that's the case, as it is a pretty elite army, but I am excited to fight some elite rat armies, though it'll have to wait, unfortunately, until next time, because we're basically out of time. So, I am going to call it here. Next time, we do have to fight manually, I think, at the scrap towers, in order to try to avoid additional damage to Kroki here. Oh, he doesn't actually have Pox, he just has Palsy. You have Pox, but it doesn't cause attrition to you either, which is great. more attrition we can avoid. We are also drawing reasonably close to the western provinces. As to whether we can preserve them, prevent them from dying, it remains to be seen. Yeah, so it looks like the Baleful Hills have been destroyed or sacked. Shangwu has been as well, so only Hanyu Port remains. I don't know if we can get here in time. Kroq is fairly far. He's gonna be like 6 turns away, and probably more if we take out this stuff first. Damn. I guess we'll have to just hope that the northern provinces survive instead. Damn, we are going to have to fight the Blessed Dread for quite a while, aren't we? Also, since the Baleful Hills has fought... Oh, you can't cancel outposts. Unfortunate. A waste of a little bit of cash. But anyway, as I said, calling it here. Next time we do battle with the Sartosans. Gorok starts marching back towards the towards these guys, and hopefully soon with a nice battle against Alberic. Although, damn, it looks like he's going to hit Tlaxlan before the walls come up, and I do imagine that he has Siege Attacker. Can't see it, but I do imagine he does, which means the place will fall before we immediately retake it with Gorok. And then, of course, the Awakening, and then whatever else we can get up to. One last thing before I call it, though. Yes. Double check Confed. No. Minus 30.6 on Tehenowen. But that one's hardly surprising, because he's strength rank 11. 78 on the Ghost of Pahwaks, and it looks like their army has been destroyed yet again. But still, not likely to Confed. These lizards really don't want to Confed. I wonder if there's another tech that increases our relationship with the lizards further, but I guess we'll have to see in another time. So stay tuned for more of said lizards. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.